Hey folks, Jason Buckner here from Automation Made Easy. I get so many customers frustrated coming to me. They're running these webinars, these live webinars, but they're just not getting the attendance that they really want on the webinars. You know, you should be looking at around 30% attendance as a minimum, but there are some techniques that you can get for a live webinar to get up to 50% attendance rate and sometimes even more. Some very simple things that I need you to implement almost straight away on those webinars so we make sure people are coming along. The first thing that I want you to think about doing, or make sure you do, is make sure that your messaging is congruent all the way through the process. So if you're running an ad, they come through to the landing page, on the thank you page, and then all your follow-up that we're going to talk about shortly, all of it has the same messaging. It looks like I'm in the right place every single time. I'm getting the same messaging all the way through. Super, super important. So I know what it is that I'm coming along for, number one. Number two thing I want you to make sure that you do is make sure you implement SMS follow-up into that process, okay? It's super, super important. And there's some key times where we're going to do it. The first time is when someone registers, we're going to send them a confirmation SMS. Super important. So they're getting instant gratification on the device they use the most to say, we've got you, okay? You're here. Then the second time we're going to do it is 3 days before the event. We're going to send an SMS that gives a little bit of follow-up, okay? A little bit of reminder to make sure people come along. And then one more, the night before your webinar. So 24 hours before the webinar, so maybe it's night, maybe it's day before, we're going to make sure you send an SMS out to make sure people are preparing for it, okay? Then the final time is 1 hour before. We're going to send an SMS 1 hour before to make sure your attendees know where they need to be. Now, the next thing we're going to do is implement email follow-up as well. So number one is your message, number two is SMS, number three is email follow-up. So we're going to complement the SMSs with email follow-up to make sure people attend as well. Now, there are a few things I want you to make sure you put into your emails so that people don't get confused. In your welcome email, as soon as someone registers, in your welcome email, we're going to make sure we put in an add to calendar button. Usually put in a Google add to calendar, and we usually put in a Outlook or Macmail add to calendar button, two different add to calendar buttons that include the link for your punters to join the webinar. Super important. So if they're smart and they're organized and they add it to their calendar, the link is in there. They don't have to go anywhere else, okay? That's number one. So welcome email. Number two, we're going to send a 1 week before email with all the links, all the date and times, and the add to calendar button inside there as well. And then we're going to match up with our SMS. We're going to send a 3-day before, we're going to send a 24-hour before, and we're going to send a 1 hour before. Every single one of those emails must have the link to go to the live webinar in the emails, okay? The link has to be in the emails and in the SMS as well to get your show rate up here, okay? To get it up around that 50%. So just to wrap up, okay, we're going to make sure our messaging is congruent. We're going to make sure we include SMS in our follow-up process. And then we're going to make sure we complement that with our email follow-up process. But the most important thing is having those links in the emails, having those links in the SMS. So we're taking all the confusion out. We're taking all of the difficulty out and making sure whatever device they're using, whatever communication method they're using, the link is there at the right time, ready for them to come along and join your webinar.